team. How are we all today? Just checking everything is good. Right, should be good there to rock and roll. How's our audio? Just having a check. Right, there we are. We're in. Okay. I'm just going to double check my audio setting because I think that I'm not on my AirPods for some bizarre reason. So let's just have a look. Right, how's that? I'm thinking that might be okay. Oh, I tipped the last of my coffee. There it is. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Didn't like me this morning for some reason. Right, let's just make sure we've got noise cancelling on. Welcome team. I better get that off the roof. Doesn't need to be there. It's just a lovely little. I've got to chuck that around. Look at that. Hey. Don't have anywhere in the house for it, unfortunately. Has to stay in the garage. Right, frame looks good. Maybe a bit high, but that's fine. Okay, so today, back to just some good solid pace, good solid training, should I say. 40 minutes, breaking it up every 10. Okay, so it allows us just to focus. Biggest thing. We're just going to be working on rhythm, good posture, how we're going to let the machine do some work for us, relaxation, but at the same time, just making sure we're working well enough, hard enough, I guess is a description of words that you want to probably use. And we talk about working hard, but there's working well, okay? And there's a slight difference, okay? Working hard, we can get tense, we can tighten up, okay? Working well is that we're working all the little bits and pieces that we need to in order to get that good flow and rhythm, okay? And so as we go through some of the rating stuff, it's all very low, so we're not going to cook ourselves. When we use that working well, especially from the first couple of sets, we'll really be able to get that rhythm. And so when we change that rate, remember, we're just using the speed of our momentum to increase our pace. Okay, we're not gonna try and work harder. We're just going to keep everything moving, and that's what's going to give us that speed. Okay, remember, it's a real key to, especially when we're just jumping through the ratings in small increments and it's only just increasing. It's all about what we do and how we move, which increases our speed. Okay, so the first one, just 10 minutes at 20. Okay, boom, out we go. Second one, 5 minutes, 20 and 22. Our third one, we're just going to do a little bit of a pyramid, 20, 22, 24, 22, 20. Okay, so that's another one where we're just going to use our control as we go up, control as we come back, letting the machine do a little bit of work, let it run. Okay, and the last one is just a ladder. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20 to 26. Okay, very simple. We're only going to have 30 seconds off in between each of these, so not long, because we want to try and keep it as continuous as we can. I was going to have it even less, but I thought, like, I'll be a good bugger, and give you a little bit more time. Okay, but ultimately, the goal of this is just really good. This is really good, just training pace. Okay, but I still believe, depending on your level, the more you can look at doing interval work, the better. Okay, like I know sitting there half an hour, 40 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever, 10Ks, you name it, they're really good. Okay, every now and again. But when you're breaking it up, you could do this type of workout. You could do even 14 minutes at just training pace and have a 15-second break. Just allows you to focus on the countdown and break it down in your head and watch the speed on screen and be like, yeah, I'm just about to zero. Right, I get a bit of a break. Shake it out, ready to go again. Have a quick drink, wipe some sweat off. Okay, because there's nothing worse than getting through, and we've all been there, getting through a piece, doing that 10K, doing that 40 minutes, 45, 60, whatever, having to stop and wipe off the sweat or quickly having a drink because we're bloody thirsty. Okay, now your splits are all buggered and you're like, man, what would I have done if I hadn't had a drink and all this sort of stuff. And so ultimately, this is really just a way of breaking that up, keeping you focused, because ultimately, when we're just trying to get improvement, and we need to try and get improvement all the time, that just breaking them down into these sort of sections really just gives you that focus for that time. Work it down, break, quick break. It's only 30 seconds. Can make it less, 20, 15s, whatever. Just a quick jolt in the middle, back into it, okay? And that's how we're going to roll. So this is what we're doing today. It's all on there. Let's jump on. We did 2 or 3 minutes warm up, as we always do, as you want to do it. Ultimately, you guys by now know how I do it. So I'm just going to build it off the back as normal and just work into it. Okay. Just to get the bodies moving, because we're not doing super hard stuff. We don't need to worry about ramping up the rate. Okay. Just need to get the bodies loose. Okay. Just building it out. Moving with the rhythm of the machine. Okay, one thing today we're going to work on. Well, I should say one thing. There's heaps. Bloody heaps. Okay, but a good focus. A couple of real crucial points. This one around the finish, as we always do. Just the change in momentum. Okay, as we come around, remember that we want to let those handles come to us. So we've done all our work. We've hung off the handles. Handle comes around. We let the resistance of the bungee just move that handle back. So you can see how it's wanting to go pretty quick. So we don't want to stop, admire it. Tense in the hands, quick with the hands or anything like that. Just let it happen. Okay. The other one that we're going to really focus on too is the change of direction around the front. Okay, so both change in directions today are going to be our focus. So remember, when we're coming into the front and we're using this momentum on the slide, we've got the feeling in the hands, we're getting drawn forward. Okay, we're sitting into that catch. Don't need to be too rigid here, okay? Be supple, be almost set in a position. But when we come around the catch, okay, we don't want to go in, stop, feel heavy. Remember, as we get that compression coming forward, we use that uncomfortableness around the catch to push us away. So compress and move away. So we feel that press from before we start. Okay. It's one of the hard parts to get right. The more we work on this front end, the less we let that flywheel die. and the more speed we can maintain. Okay, and that's the key, it's maintaining speed. We're not trying to add speed every stroke. Well, we are, but we're not focusing on that as our core ability. Our core ability is the roll in, pick the flywheel, and push and swing. Okay, so you guys can try it now. You know, like trying to sit. I'm terrible. Got to take my foot out. Okay, but trying to live in that catch position there. Okay, where we take the catch. Can't do it. See, just like, I feel comfortable about here. Okay, so that uncomfortableness here, as we roll in and we push away from that position where the body doesn't want to live, that's our change in direction around the front. Okay, we come in and away. We don't go in and then out. There's this moment where we're just rolling around, feel like we're just picking up that flywheel, coming in and picking it up. Okay, and it's got nothing to do with strength, tightness, or anything. We're just rolling in and away. Compress, continue the speed of the flywheel. Compress, continue the speed of the flywheel. Okay, so that end, this end, will be a couple of the big things that we'll just continue to talk about all day. Okay, especially because of this, you know, because if this machine is just all about us letting it do some work and then us trying to beat it, which we're never going to, obviously, but just being with the machine all the time. The more that slows down, harder it is on ourselves. So every time we can pick up the revolutions, and instead of them slowing down to 2,500 revs a second or a minute or whatever, we only let it drop to 2,600. Right, it's going quicker. We're picking it up. Okay, random numbers, but you know, you get the gist. And so that's really it. Okay, so there we go. All good to go. Let's rock and roll. I'll make sure that that's going so that we don't crash halfway through or something. It should be good. So here we go. Select workout. New workout. Intervals time. Okay, let's make that top one 10 minutes. And we're making that rest time 30 seconds. Okay, leave it flashing on the 30 seconds. Don't need to do the checkbox yet. We'll just wait for everybody to get their gist, get it all sorted. Then we'll press it. If we press it, time's out too quickly. Hopefully you know the drill. Okay, quick drink, all set. We should be good to go. Okay, so let's press our checkbox now. 10 minutes on the screen, 30-second rest. Everything should be good. And then we can just, then we can rock and roll. Okay, so are we ready for it? So 10 at 20. It's just going to be nice, continuous, get in our groove. Okay, work on this, and we'll just start slowly pushing out, getting the heart rate up a little bit. Okay, and that's going to be our first set. Okay, here we go. All right, are you ready? On this one, rope. So remember, starting with those long arms. We start here with the hang under the armpits. Nice long hang. Okay, we're loose. We're really allowing ourselves to feel that push and the body open out off the legs. As we push, body opens. Push and swing. Okay, nice and flat with the chain. And letting that handle just come to us around the finish. Remember, there's no point in trying to pull it into the body. Okay, it does absolutely nothing for speed. Tires our small muscles out. Good. Okay, so by now we should be pretty continuous. Okay, we've got this momentum at 20. Back and forward. Got a pendulum rhythm. The rate's the same. We're just looking to focus on holding consistent speed. Okay, so if we're focusing on our consistent speed, we're feeling this hang, okay? We're feeling the push. We're looking at our numbers. Okay, we're breathing into it. Okay, so now let's focus on this round turn, this roll in, the weight coming onto the feet, around the catch. See what it does to our numbers, okay? Whenever we make a change, whenever we have a focus, figure out what it does to your speed, okay, your screen. You might make a change and it goes slower, okay? Just keep focusing on it, see what's happening. You might make a change that goes faster. How long does it stay there for? Okay? So with this front turn, just remember, we're going to have weight on the strap. We are going to have to pull ourselves here, okay? But we want to feel that transfer as we're coming forward, okay? With the momentum of the hands around, as the hands are out over the knees, as we're rolling forward, feel that shift from the strap back onto the balls of the feet. Okay, ready for this deceleration right into the front with that compression and hang away. Remember that push, always thinking about the hang that comes with it. Okay, remember there's no point thinking push, being tense in the hand and the body. We've got to feel the core. We've got to feel that hang with the whole body, holding that position and just opening out through the stroke. Okay, and all the while, even at this 20, just feeling how the flywheel's still moving. So we go back to that, picking that speed. Okay, once again, roll in and away, changing direction around the front. And that's the idea. It's a smooth change in direction. It's not a come in, so we don't want to come in stop, and then take it. We want to just feel like we're rolling around the catch. And our arms will be loose. We're not tensing the shoulders. We've got the rhythm. Okay. Continuous motion. Always moving. And remember this back turn. Draw with the arms. As the legs and body drive, the arms can hold the weight. That's what they're good at. Handle comes to us and around. And then on that recovery, we're all switched off. We're letting the resistance of the bungee take us forward. Okay, less is more. The less we have to work, the more we can get out of it. Okay? Nice breathing. Okay, good. So, focus this flow again into the front. Weight into the feet. Feel the compression of the seat coming right up underneath us. Trying to get the bodies nice and still. Okay. You might have a little bit of a set through there. We don't want to have a reach. Okay, there's a little bit of a difference. We're still supple enough to naturally find that compressive length. We don't want to get there and then do another bit of a reach into the catch. Okay, once again, dial in the rhythm. Continuous motion. Round the front, here we go. With me. That's it. Shake it out. Remember, let's hang under these armpits and the lats. All these big muscle groups. They need to do the work for us. Good. Nice. Really good. Okay, now we're under the last minute. Keep it flowing. Keep it moving. Keep your composure. Get that breathing, whatever that might be. Okay, breathing's a really individual thing. 20, you're probably out of sync. It's not going to be a one-to-one. You might find yourself breathing in as you drive, breathing out the next one. Okay, but just getting enough to be relaxed. Okay, so really good. Okay, great first set. Heart rate's coming up. Sweat's coming up. Okay. Now, just remember, if you can, just try and just keep moving a little bit if you can. Okay, it's short enough today. It's not too much of an issue, but we've got to be quick. Okay, here we go. and back into it. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds to get back on our rhythm. Okay, quicker if we can. I'm already there, but hey, I'm used to it. So breathe into it, keep it long. 30-second rest shouldn't really take us too far away from our rhythm and the feeling. Okay, the heart rate doesn't really drop too far. Now, when we do have a bigger break, the heart rate drops. So we end up having to sort of work quite a bit to get it back up if we have longer rest periods. So sometimes the first sort of minute can be just building everything back up to that feeling again. But here we are, just dialing in what we're trying to achieve now. Okay? Feeling this rhythm around the back. Brush the body with the handles. Remember, let the chain stay nice and flat. We feel the core right there, holding the body. And then feeling those hips move back with the handle. Okay, good. Once again, just have a check on your feet. So while we're doing this, feel the strap against the toes, transfer to the feet. Toes, balls of the feet. Okay, even as we're coming forward, we're about here. Wiggle the toes. Okay, find that transfer from the sort of pull with the toes back to that, feeling the weight coming up with the seat. Now the balls of the feet, the toes, starting to feel that weight build up on them. That changes very fast. Okay, and we let those ankles just nicely stretch up on us. Okay, as the seat comes underneath us, allow that seat to roll and move around the front. Roll with speed, picking that flywheel. Remember, no tension in the shoulders. And as we push, remember we're pushing the legs, but the body does come in and gets driven back in one motion. Okay, we've got to try and get the culmination of both the power sources. Okay, when we do that, that's where we reach the maximum force. Okay, if we do this, we're never getting enough leg to drive the body. Okay, if we do this, we're never getting the body coming off the legs. Okay, as one push. Okay, the arms stay out of it, just like lifting weights off the floor. Feel that hang. We sit back, one push right through. The legs do have to take that very initial part. Okay, here we go. Up 2 now. So remember, just move the hands here. Just like this. Okay, so don't focus on the push. Move the hands. Naturally, we're going to push the legs a little bit quicker. And so if we do it right, we're naturally going to be working harder. We're not thinking about working harder. Okay? Momentum. Roll forward. There it is. Good hands. Hands around. Nice. Really good. Okay, so there's our new momentum. Still feeling that change in direction around the catch. It's just happening a little bit quicker. Roll in and away. Nice. Really good. Armpits. Feel the hang in the lats. Like we're pushing away from the handle. Like we're leaving it out there. And we're pushing everything. And as we come through the drive, the handle catches up with the acceleration of the body. Okay. And around. Okay, arms are amazing. You know, you can watch these guys deadlifting weights, 500 pounds or plus, and all they're doing is hanging off their arms. Grip strength, okay? Try and do it with the arms, not going to happen. Same thing here. We can hang very well, not going to make it move. We use our big groups, do the work. Little groups do the hanging. So, loosen the hands, holding this momentum around. Good. Nice movement. Okay, remember the focus as we roll in and push away. That change of direction. Watch the numbers. Have your feeling for it. Be smooth. Breathing. Anytime that we're clenching the teeth, squeezing the face, okay, means that we're tense. Trying to stay as loose as we can, right through the body. And we're not trying to overwork this. We're just trying to move with our momentum. Flow with the machine. Learning how to pick up the moving speed. Because ultimately what we're trying to achieve here is what we take into race pieces. Okay, we're trying to have the same feeling around the front, around the back. Okay, we're not trying to hit it or grab it into the body. Still trying to have that motion. Okay, good pace. Okay, really good. So, just like that, working a little bit harder, but not thinking about working harder. It's really just happening because of what we're doing with our hands, okay, and the speed of the legs. So we get the chance in this one. We're going up in this pyramid. Okay, there's a few changes. Here we go. Now, so back onto that rhythm at 20. Okay, good. Get it there quickly. Smooth about it. Long arms. Let's focus this hang to start with. Okay, good. Feel that seat rolling in to that uncomfortable position and away, around the front. Okay, I mainly say around the front because it's a better terminology than coming in, pushing away, okay? To think about it, depending on how you interpret it, it's about you creating something in your head while you're doing it that means exactly what we're trying to achieve. Okay, and even sometimes we used to do it when we were on the water. The coach would be around the front because, of course, we'd have our hands low, lift our hands to get the blade in the water. Okay, same applies on here. Even though we're not really making a big movement, if you do feel like you want to make, you know, small 20-cent piece, dime size shape. Okay, up to now. So just remember, hands around. Continue that speed with the bungee. Okay. It's really all rating's about. It's about moving with the speed of our bungee. Okay. A lot of people get caught up thinking they've got to make it move. Whereas if we're loose, hands can go out very, very fast without us having to even think about it. Okay? And this is where it starts. And these shorter rates, smaller rates. We move it around and flow. Good. Nice. Okay, good. So we've got that rhythm, got the hang. Okay, and in 20 seconds, we're just going to loosen it up again. We're going to move with that momentum. It's going to bump the rate up. And just tap it along for the 2 minutes. Okay, here we go. On this one. Now. Okay, we're moving the hands naturally as we're coming into that front. The speed that we come in is the speed that we push away. Okay? around this sort of 24, 26, even into the 28. Should almost feel like a 1-to-1 ratio. So drive time, recovery time. It's not far off. Okay. When we're a bit lower, we've got more control coming forward. But let's hang into this. Okay. Nice long arms. Pick up the speed. Okay, if we're picking up the speed smoothly, we should be holding good split. Easy split. Okay, and maintaining that pace. Breathe into it. Feel that push and swing. Legs driving the body. That one arc of the body. 11 to 1, 1 to 11. I think you're watching me 1 to 11, 11 to 1. Okay, so as we come down, just patience, here we go. Now, patience through here. Breathe into it. Okay, that's the key. Not holding it back as such. We're taking more time on the overall journey, okay? We don't want to go hold it back and then go, okay? We hold it back right through until the 22 becomes our new norm. Now we sit into the flow. Good. That's it. Okay. Feeling the push. Holding our speed. Okay, now let's focus again around the front. Compression. Hang away. Long arms. Good. Nice. So there it is. There's our patience. Okay, good. Ready to change down? Same again. Patience all round. First one. Now. Nice. Feel the connection. Feel the body weight getting pushed back through the drive. Around the front. Roll with the speed. Good. Heads up. Staying loose. Go into these big muscle groups. Hang on the lats. Good. Nice work. Okay, flat handles. Flat chain. Compress. And around. Remember, we're never stopping at any point in the stroke. continuous, just like running or swimming, left and right, left and right, left and right. This is drive and recovery, drive and recovery. We move freely, we move loose. Okay, good. All the way. Okay, nice. So, just like that. Okay, really good step up. Finding those rhythms. Working on it on the way back down. Okay, so here we go. Not much time, but here's our last mental focus. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now, so breathe onto that 20. There it is. Okay, smooth. Work it down onto it. Nice patience. Feeling that rhythm. Okay, 20, we've got plenty of time to be loose. 1 speed forward on the slide. Okay, try and think about that. 1 speed. We don't need to be slow and then rush in or rush off and slow down. 1 speed. Flow into the front. If we're moving at 1 speed, we feel this compression. We roll with our chain. Okay, we come off the back. We're rolling with the machine. The machine's doing the work. There it is. We loosen our arms. We're not tense in the shoulders. Okay, good. Just rolling with the machine and feeling the push. Because it's continuous, we're probably going to find that as more you focus on it, if you haven't been fully sort of continuous, you've probably been a bit stoppy at the front and back, you might find it feels like you're working quite hard. Okay, it's because there's not really a reprieve. But once we smooth it out, once we learn to relax, as we come forward, I always talk about the work-rest ratio. Work, rest. Work, rest. Okay. If we're moving here, the less is more. The machine's doing all the work, bringing us forward. See how loose you can be in the handles, fingertips. Okay, it's not for everyone. Just remember, you don't need to be like this coming forward. Okay, you can just have it, play piano fingers. Okay, and as we roll around with the compression, you now feel it come back into that grip. Okay, good. So, getting ready to go up. Remember, focus on how you've been doing it. Just move that speed around the finish. A little bit quicker. Overall momentum just increases slightly. Here we go. This one. Now. And there it is. And now we just hold on to this. Always remembering when you go up in rating, you move the parts, and now the sum is our new normal. Okay, the way that we're moving, the leg drive, the hand speed, okay, the compression timing around the front, how quickly we transfer the feet from pulling onto the balls. Good. Just like that. Okay, and we sit back through the stroke. Remember, legs driving the body. Smooth. Remember, one push all the way back. As we push, body comes through, getting that culmination, leg drive, body weight. Smooth. That's where our peak force comes. We do that. And stretch the stroke out, nice and long. And use our body. Ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. However big, however tall, however short, using our momentum, our bodies, to make our speed. Okay, good. So 30 seconds. We just do that again. We increase our rhythm. So focus now. Smooth finish. Hands around. With relaxation. Okay. Remember, taking the speed around the front. It's just going to happen a little bit quicker. Here we go. Now. Okay, there it is. So, keeping that moving. Okay, don't get tense. Move with our new ratio. Work and rest. It's just now that the rest is slightly shorter. Okay, good. Remember to stay loose. Round the catch. Hit the flywheel. Good. Roll in. And push away. Compress. Hang away. Good. Another minute at this. Hold the rhythm. Hold your speed. Breathe into it. Make it as loose as possible. Relaxed as possible. Long arms. Yeah, good. Okay, with me, brush the body. Remember that flat chain. We're using the body. Elbows past. Comes off the acceleration of the body. Okay, you know how to make the change? Here we go. Now, hand speed. Good. Now we've got our 1-to-1 ratio. Breathe. Stay out of the shoulders. No tension. Feel that push. Body. Back onto the recovery. Nice. Good. Okay. Last 10 seconds. Round the front. Take the speed. Last couple. Okay, nice. So, don't stop. Okay. When we get to the end, got to roll it out. Okay. Trust me. Active recovery, number one. Okay, so just press your menu button a couple of times maybe. It's going to save that into our memory. Okay, so you can go back, have a look. We'll definitely see good increase through the pieces. The last one probably should have been the fastest. Maybe not, but it'll be pretty close. Okay, the third and the fourth one. But even after a 2K, okay, and I know a few peeps have got the British virtual champs coming up soon. Okay, even after a 2K, honestly, even if you just put that down and just do this, okay, just move back and forward, you'll feel so much better. Okay, you don't let that lactic acid pull in the body. You keep the muscles opening and shutting, okay, flexing, asking for oxygen, you know, and even now, after a minute or two, you'll feel a lot better. Okay, my heart rate's plummeting, which is good. Body feels good. And this is why, even on a side note to that, when you're doing different workouts, a lot of time the rest period is a big factor in what you're trying to do physiologically. Okay, if we did that workout with a minute rest, what tends to happen is that you can work a little bit harder on the actual workout because you've got that rest period to let you just body sink back down, heart rate to drop back down, get a bit of the lactic acid out, okay, and then work back into it again. The flip side on pieces like this as well is that it can, if you don't commit to that first sort of minute to really get the speed back on top, you can find that the first 90 seconds of the pieces can be a little bit messy, okay? So on a workout like this, which is very, very just aerobic based training, okay, we might have dipped in and out a little bit of the aerobic. Wow, we won't dip out of the aerobic because we're not hammering it enough to be producing too much lactic acid. But the idea is that this is just about getting good time under our belt, but at the same time having something to focus on, having these changes, these 2022s, just thinking about it all the way, you know. And you can do that for even 20 minutes, 40 minutes if you wanted to. Let's do 40 minutes and all you're doing is going 2 minutes at 22 minutes at 22. Okay, I quite often do that because it really teaches you about what we're trying to do with our pickup, our speed around here. Okay, sometimes you get it really well, especially when you come back down. Remember the patience that we talk about. So it's not going, oh, I've got to slow the rate down and hold the hands. It's this overall time of this handle coming back to the catch is how we slow our rating down. Okay, it's not like slow there and then keep that into there like that, okay? It's just the whole speed as we're coming forward. We have a little bit more control on it as we roll into the front. Okay, so warm down for your time that you need. My heart rate's just gone back under 100, so pretty good. It's just pretty sweaty this morning, I won't lie. Starting to get a bit warmer here in New Zealand, thankfully. So really, really good workout, okay? As I said at the start, the key focuses in terms of looking, for me, for people to get better at what they're doing, is what you do around here and what you do around here, okay? If we can pick the speed of the flywheel up, we just don't let it slow down. We're holding that speed and the momentum of the flywheel that's already going, okay? And if we do that, we don't have to have huge watts to get it spinning again, okay? If we've got that speed, and you might say, yeah, but it's fractions of a second. Yeah, it is fractions of a second. But it's how we focus that pickup, how we roll in and pick it up, okay? And it's that momentum that we get around the front that continues that speed going, okay? It's that change in direction. If we come in, we stop, we naturally have to think about moving that chain to get the speed going again, okay? And that's really what ends up happening, is having to really just like grip on it to get that speed. Whereas if we've made that nice movement around the catch, we just roll in, we're picking it up, and we're moving away with it, and we're letting our body compression come in and then flow away again. Okay, we're not coming in, stopping, and then having to think about move all our speed. We actually just use our natural bodies, like that uncomfortableness of holding that catch position, to feel that push and then out again. Okay, and that's really, really the way that we try and look at it. Okay, so having a look at some chat. Thanks, team. Started the 5K program, Andy. Excellent. Yep, brilliant commentary. Awesome. Really enjoyed that. Thanks, Mark. Chris, really enjoyed it. Yep, awesome. 85 to 90% of max for most of it. For what you're saying, you're pushing a bit hard. No, not particularly, because there's so many factors that work on heart rate, okay? Like how fresh you are, what you've been doing, fatigue. Sometimes when you're really tired, the heart rate can either be really low or it can actually be the other end. But at the same time, we work heart rate to a point where you can feel really good and controlled in yourself, but your heart rate can be really high, okay? And at the same time, your heart rate can be really high, but you might not be actually producing a lot of lactic acid because the heart's beating so fast that it's helping flush everything out of the system. So even though we do watch heart rate a little bit, religiously, I would say not so much. You know, there's got to be times where you're just going on feel. Okay, now if you're feeling like you're working really hard, possibly. Okay, so it's really just having that gauge. Stephanie, thank you. Patience at lower rates, so much harder to maintain good form. It is a little bit, yeah, and it is having that patience going up and down is just things that a lot of times I don't think people do enough, like pyramid work on the machine. To, you know, on the water, we do a lot of pyramid work because all you're trying to do is let the boat run. Okay, we're letting it run and we're picking the speed. So you get it up to speed, you go up and rate, and then you're trying to maintain the speed as we come back down. Now, this is a little bit harder, obviously, because it's a machine, but the same sort of rules apply, is that we're trying to feel the rhythm. We're trying not to let that slow down as much. Now, it will slow down over time, but it's just that patience to hold ourselves coming in. And it's been able to use that chain that brings us forward, because if we do it well now, when we're up on 34, 36 rate, we've got to have the same principles. We've got to have the same principles of moving the hands and letting this go, okay? Because like this thing wants to go fast, okay? You can't move that fast. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to move that quick with the machine. And if we do that, we use slightly less energy so that we can use it when we're making the machine go. Whereas if we're trying to get back to the front, we're working not only on the drive, but on the recovery. And when we're in a sprint, 2K, whatever that might be, we're wasting energy, okay? And we're going to tie up big time. So we're always trying to have that ability to really let that go. Edward, cheers, Eric, terrific workout, full sweat, following an excellent 2K program. What would be your single top tips for the last 12 days? I did a video. I'm hoping it comes out. Okay, 10 days out. Let's do this really quickly. 10 days out. I would do like 6 500s, minute off, all at pace. Okay. What your pace is going to be, do it. Okay. And you're just sort of practicing the steps that you're going to do through the thing. Okay. That's probably a good 10 days, 7 days, maybe. 7 days might be a bit close. I'd normally do probably 10 days. And even then I'd probably do 2 500s, 1,000 and 2 500s. Okay. And it's big, yes, I know, but you're just trying to get your body used to the stress that you're going to get under. 3 days out, 1,000 meters on pace. Okay. Full warm up, do it at the time if you can. Obviously, there's work issues, blah, blah, blah. Nutrition, get it right. If you're racing, say 10 o'clock, 9, 8, 7, eat at 7, race at 10. Full warm up, 1,000 meters on pace. Don't sprint. Get out, do whatever you're going to do, and just find that middle 1,000 rhythm. Tap, 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 tap it along. Okay, roll off the end. Good warm down, done. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to do that 1,000 meters and go, that was hard, but not be like, man, I had to sprint to the end to try and hold my splits. Because what you're really trying to do is just give yourself a realistic expectation of what you're going to achieve in 3 days' time. But keep training normally and sort of in between that, every other day, aerobic, maybe some interval, aerobic, and, like get the mix. Don't just punch it out every day. And then those last 2 days is just like a steady, probably half-hour row on that sort of 2 days out. And the day before, if you don't want to do anything, don't. Okay. I quite often didn't really do anything. I'd normally go for a walk or maybe like just a short cycle or something on the day before. And then you're at it because you just want to rest up. Okay. So that 3 days out, the last big thing you do, boom, done. Okay. Troy, your phrase around the front is starting to make sense. Really enjoying. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. One day let's talk about power curve. Yeah. I have my force curve on the whole time, and there are some videos back online. You might have to look back a little bit, but we could always do another one. And this is what I talk about when you're trying to get a nice, half round force curve. Bugger it, let's do it now. When you're trying to get a nice half round force curve like that, which is what mine looks like, I'll say. Ultimately, you've got to be able to start the legs, bring in the body all through there. Okay. And this is where the arms are coming in. Okay. And this is what I love telling people. That's dropping so fast that way. And yet we're trying to use so much energy to make it happen. This is where you tire yourself out. Okay. So probably another day, but this is when you get that sequencing right, it looks like that. Some people's force curves might look a little bit sharp and then down, or they might be that way, or they come up and then they're squiggly like that. Okay. And that's just all to do with the timing of bringing in all of those body parts. Okay. But if we get the legs initiate, and as the legs are driving, the body's coming back with it, and then we're finishing it off, we'll tend to get quite a smooth force curve like that. Okay. But not for everyone. Takes a little bit to look at it. But yeah. Signing up for the British today. Awesome. All right. Okay. Thanks, team. I've got to shoot. My boy's probably awake by now. He'll be raiding the fridge, probably making some toast, probably burning it as well. So I better go look after him. But thanks a lot, team. Back on here probably same time next week. And yeah, we'll have a chat in the Asensei Facebook if you want. We can throw down some things. But yeah, I would say that if you guys are racing next week, I'll have a think about it on what we're doing, because ultimately, if you guys are doing a bit of a race, then there's no point in us doing too much. We'll try and make it work. Okay, but otherwise, have a good week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't drink too much. Leave that up to me. Remember, social distance, wear a mask, go get vaccinated. It's about all I'm going to say. I've already had one, waiting to get the other. Okay, cheers, team. All the best, and we'll catch you guys later.